Hello and welcome to Healing with Julie Bishop and the manager of the saunalife.com. In tonight's video, I want to talk to you about Clearlight's delivery process. I've been selling Clearlight saunas at the saunalife.com now for over 5 years, and I think it's very important that people understand not just it's an investment, it's a purchase that you're going to love, but how does the delivery actually come? What are the expectations for you so that there isn't any confusion during your delivery? So our saunas actually will be delivered via liftgate pallet. We typically use an 18-wheeler. Now, with that said, if you're someone that lives in a rural area, you have different types of streets, a gated community, you have an area where a semi cannot get back to your house, then we can request a box truck. Sometimes there's a fee, sometimes there's not. It just really depends on the area you live and the street that the driver has to get to. So that's usually a request that I can send in to Clearlight directly and have them contact the freight carrier that will be delivering your sauna. But with that said, the actual semi will be using via liftgate pallet. Your sauna will be placed on its own pallet surrounded by a wood crate. Most of the saunas are 4 boxes to 6 boxes, unless you're getting our outdoor 5. It is 2 different pallets, a total of 7 boxes. And then there is a piece of plastic that's covered on top. So a lot of people are worried that multiple boxes are just going to be dumped off at their house and they're not going to be home to receive it. You do need to set up an appointment via text or call, depending on the freight carrier's preference of choice. And you do need to be home so that you can sign off on what they call that BOL or bill of lading. So just so you know, the delivery is what we consider curbside or to the bottom of your driveway. Because some people say to me, I don't have a curb. And so they're just going to dump it off in the street. No, they won't dump it in the street, but they're going to put it at the bottom of the driveway if they don't have a street to put it to. So it will be your responsibility from that point to make sure that you have lots of strong hands and helpers. And a lot of people prefer to go ahead and actually uncrate the sauna in their driveway. And then if you have a dolly, you can bring it in box by box. And if you don't have a dolly, then I recommend that you lay each box on its side and you bring it in piece by piece. That's what my daughter and I had to do because we didn't have a dolly. My last sauna that I purchased was a Sanctuary 3, and I had to bring it in piece by piece. Was it a little bit of a pain? Yes, it was, but we just could not carry the boxes in by ourselves. They're way too heavy. Now, if you're that person who says, hey, I have a disability or a health condition, or I'm older and I just can't, get these pieces in, these boxes in, there's all kinds of things to why people cannot get these saunas that are anywhere from, 5 to 700 pounds all the way up to 2,000 pounds by themselves or even with help. Then you can pay for what is called white glove delivery, or we call it final mile. And that obviously is an extra fee or quote. No 2 quotes are the same. It truly depends, again, what state you're in, your location, the difficulty to where the driver has to get it to. And then usually that will be including and considered the room of choice if they can get it there. Now, people have to understand too that sometimes when they have steps and they have certain curves or corners to, have these drivers try to get these boxes to, it is your due diligence to make sure that you have actually measured to make sure that your sauna will get down these steps, will make these turns. As an actual authorized dealer of over 5 years, I always provide the spec sheet and the schematic sheet for all of my buyers. But you would be amazed at the amount of people who are like, oh, I know it's going to fit, it's going to be fine. And then that largest box, which is usually the back panel, all of a sudden the driver gets there and they paid for white glove and they can't get it around a certain door or corner or down steps. And then of course, you know, people are irritated with me and with themselves. So do make sure that you are looking at that spec sheet, schematic sheet. It's always nice to maybe make a mock-up if you're that person who has access to get specific cardboard, then use it. You know, make a mock-up, see if it'll fit in those areas. Because the last thing you want is to have your electrical done for your sauna, and then your sauna arrive and all of a sudden you can't get it to the area where you want to put it. With that said, you know, there is times where there are different drivers, there are different companies, and people have called me and said, hey, Julie, you said it was going to be at the bottom of the driveway or curbside, and the driver put it up close to my garage. He even put it in the garage. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is not something we tell our clients or our buyers, because it's not what we as a company are contracted to do. But with that said, I'm mentioning it because I know someone will watch this video and say, well, my carrier, my driver put it in my garage. And if that does happen to you, then kudos to you. Again, it's not what we're contracted to do. Some drivers feel a little bit more, you know, lenient and caring and considerate. I've had people tell me, well, I slipped them a 50 and they did this. And this is not what we recommend, but I'm only mentioning it because sometimes, depending on the severity of, you know, the difficulty of delivering the sauna or the driveway, sometimes they can, you know, bring it up closer if it's not hard. Sometimes if they really cannot get up a huge steep hill, they're not even going to try. So just keep in mind that the delivery is always the bottom of the driveway or curbside. The sauna usually is 4 to 5 boxes, unless it's the outdoor 5. It does come on its own pallet, surrounded by a crate covered with plastic. So I hope this video has found you well, because a lot of people have asked me too, does the sauna come assembled? Well, absolutely no way. I mean, there's too much glass involved. We have to pack these saunas airtight as much as we can. We have to make sure that they have taken all precautionary so that nothing gets broken. And not to mention the pieces, the panels, the glass, the roof, everything is so heavy. So it's a common question that I get too is the sauna going to come pre-assembled? Absolutely not. It's something that you would assemble yourself. Now that brings me to another point. If you're someone that really wants a Clearlight infrared sauna and you know that you can't put it together, then you can use a third-party company that we are contracted with called 153install.com, and you could check out their website so that you could get that sauna in your house. If you're looking for a Clearlight infrared sauna, I would love to earn your business. My website is thesaunalife.com. So one word, the Sauna Life, like LIFE.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed to Healing with Julie Bishop. You have liked this video, commented below, and check out all my other videos on saunas, red light therapy, salt therapy, and everything you need to know to make that correct investment in getting the best sauna possible.